What is up, you guys? It's your girl Kayla, and we are back with another video. As y'all already know, if you're new here, welcome, and if you're returning, welcome. I appreciate every single one of you all who tune into these videos. And yes, this is a reshoot. I don't know what you would call it, but basically, I do have a new microphone. And yeah, I cannot tell you what, I don't know what happened to my internal mic. It's a new camera. I don't understand why it messed up so soon, but it is what it is. So we do have a new microphone, and hopefully, y'all can hear me so much better. Um, but yeah, let's go ahead and get into it, y'all. As you know, I did have a miscarriage, and I keep getting this question a lot from loved ones is, are you okay? And how are you doing? In short, no, I'm not okay. And I'm not well. Like I don't understand why we are conditioned to ask that question when we know somebody is going through something horrible, or when you do find out that they're not okay, they're going through something so horrible, the answer is, oh, I'm sorry. This is not to bash anybody, but hopefully this experience will give y'all some help with helping your loved ones when they're going through things. Because I realize just from seeing my own friends that nobody really teaches us how to help people when they're hurting. We just want to make them feel better, and that's not always the case. That's not always the best solution, and it's not always possible, and it's not fair to you or to your loved one who's hurting for us to just kind of try to put a band-aid on their situation. So yeah, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. As a therapist, I will say that it is okay to not be okay. That is okay. Your feelings are valid. And sometimes when we ask people, are you okay? We don't know what to do when they're honest and we say, we're not okay. Is there anything I can do to cheer you up? No. Sometimes we feel so much pressure to make somebody feel better, and that's not our job. It's not our job to make other people feel better. It's not our job to make the hurt go away. Time and the healing process will do that. But there's nothing that you can do in a 30-minute phone call that will make the pain go away. I'm sorry, but people have to feel their feelings sometimes. Now, sometimes it's possible you can, talk to your friends who's going through something and you can help them through it, and it's all good by the time y'all get off the phone. But realistically speaking, when you're grieving, whether you're going through a miscarriage early on or late, or in any other aspect of your life, um, you're not going to feel better immediately. Like, you're not. So don't put that pressure on yourself. If you are a friend of a loved one or if you have a loved one that's going through it, don't put that pressure on yourself either, to deal with that or to make them feel better, because sometimes that can also almost invalidate their feelings or sweep their feelings under the rug just because we're not comfortable with the feelings that they are experiencing. So just want to put that out there. Some of the things that you can do to help, um, I would say get to know their love language. That's first. Get to know their love language, because that'll help. For me right now, crafting is really helping with my whole very intentional self-care. So doing a lot of crafting, practicing breath work, and meditating really does help me. But what helps the most, especially in the evenings when my brain tends to process things the most now that I'm not working my little 9 to 5 and doing all these other things. It's usually when I'm winding down in bed. That's when my brain wants to process. Um, my friends calling me and just talking to me about their day and, just being present with me makes a huge difference. Why? Probably because my love language is quality time. So for me, if my friends call me or my sister forces me to get out of my house, or my mom convinces me to meet her up in LA, just like anything. When people are spending time with me and just getting me out of my typical shell, that is helpful. And if I can't, it's just one of those days where I just can't get out of bed, I will communicate that. But yeah, knowing their love language definitely helps, y'all. Because I know for me, I'm one of those people where I have not been okay. Y'all can clearly see it in my previous videos where I have not been okay. And I really have a hard time asking for help. Like when one of my friends was like, let me know if there's anything that I can do, or anything like that. I just kind of looked at it with a blank stare because I can't. I can't tell you that there's anything for you to do to, help me because I can't. Like, I can't. I can't get it out. I'm just one of those people, and it's crazy because talking about feelings is my jam. It's quite literally what I do for a living, is talking about feelings and processing trauma and just all these other things. But when it comes to me needing help from my friends or loved ones, people that I know want to help, it's almost like my throat just completely closes up and I can't ask for help. And each of my friends have kind of seen it, especially with just this past week where I cannot say that I need help, but I can, and it really just took me breaking down. Like, I think that's what it is. I didn't want to ask for help. I didn't want to say the words. I didn't want to say the M word. I didn't want to say the B word. I didn't want to talk about it because I knew I wasn't strong enough to talk about it without crying. And I was trying to get through at least one day where I didn't cry. And it didn't happen, by the way. It didn't work. But I think just having my friend call and just force me to talk about what the heck is going on, and what I'm going through, it forced me to verbalize it and get that help, have my friends check in on me and just spend time with me. Tell me the things that your kids are doing for fun, just the little things that brighten my day. I was not able to verbalize that until I just completely broke down. And I say this not for pity or anything, but so you can see that sometimes that's what people go through. Now, if you're able to express your feelings and, tell somebody when you need help, great. I wish I could learn from you. I wish it was that easy for me, but it's not. So, yeah. I'm almost forgetting where I was going with this, but what I will say is that sometimes your friends can't tell you when they're hurting or when they need help. So if y'all are close like that, find a way to insert yourself to give them some extra love, call them, text them. You don't necessarily have to talk about the big elephant in the room. just talk to them, have a conversation like it's any other day. Some sense of normalcy is what I would recommend. So yeah, that's all I kind of have to say about that portion. Now I will kind of get into my feelings. Y'all know I did not want to make this video, but I was talking to my homie Shay about videos, and I couldn't decide what to do, what to talk about next, because I had a list. I'm like, I have all these things I could talk about, but we couldn't really decide. And so my homie Aaliyah was like, why don't you just talk about this one? And I was like, I know, but like I want to keep things positive on my channel and blah, blah, blah. And she really had to remind me that this channel isn't just about positivity and information. It's also tracking my own journey so y'all can see just the real raw what's going on, and the good, that means the good and the bad. And I think that's valid. I think that's one of those times where it's just like, you don't want to hear about bad things. It's kind of like somebody asking you, are you okay? And you saying yes when you're not. Like, that is what I was doing with not making this video. So yeah, I will say that it seems like everybody has been announcing pregnancies recently or giving birth. And as much as I'm rooting for them and I'm happy for them and it does bring me joy, I will say that I have cried a couple of times, and I do get paralyzed with fear more often than not, because right now I'm still in a place where I'm either waking up and the first thought in my mind is, dang, you miscarried. Or I forget, and there's this just brief moment of joy and bliss before I remember. So I'm at that stage in the whole processing, timeline. And so sometimes when people announce pregnancies or I find out somebody is pregnant, yes, I'm always happy for them, and it does bring me joy, and it does brighten my day. Can't think of a time when it didn't brighten my day with this whole journey. But it also does kind of feel like a sharp pain to the heart. And it's not because I'm jealous or anything, but it's just a reminder that somebody else's body is able to do what we are built to do, and mine just could not again. So it's rough. And I think in that same process, I think the clashing of those two thoughts and feelings is what causes the anxiety in me, because then I get so afraid that they're going to go through what I went through. And that's not something that I would wish on anyone. And then I find myself praying protection and, safety over them and their baby and their pregnancy. And I don't know, like, am I the only one who feels that way? Am I the only one who does this? Like, is this normal? Because that's where I find myself. And it's interesting. It's interesting. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm finding myself. Even though it hurts when I find out other people are pregnant and I'm dealing with my own grief, it's not something that I would even wish on anybody. It doesn't cross my mind as something to wish on somebody. You don't wish that on your worst enemy. So I think that's what brings that fear, is because I don't wish that on somebody. I don't want them to ever have to experience these feelings. So I think that's why I start praying that they don't. Yeah. Anyways, I realize I'm looking at the time and I realize that this video, I may be losing y'all. I probably don't make a lot of sense. I hope that I do. I hope this makes sense to you. But yeah, I do want to say that, just in summation, it's okay to not be okay. It's okay for your loved ones to not be okay. Sometimes we just need somebody to remind us that and just be present with us. Just being present with somebody, whether you're saying something or not, really does make things so much easier, because trust me, this has been hard and you do feel alone. Um, but just having somebody to just be present with you really does make so much of a difference, y'all. So, yeah, that's all I really had to say so far. I will say that I would like to start uploading Wednesdays or Thursdays, in addition to Sundays. So Sundays aren't going anywhere, but I do want to start uploading midweek. I'm thinking of doing something more mental health wise, but still tying it into TTC and fertility. So please let me know if that's something that you would like to do, because I know that trying to conceive does take a toll on your physical health as well as your mental health. It takes a toll on your relationships. If you're not doing this by yourself, it will take a toll on your partnership. So it's very important to me. So if that's something that you all would like to see, us having more talks about that midweek, and supportive tools and coping, communication, you name it, please let me know, because I think that's where I'm kind of heading. If not, let me know, because I don't want to bombard y'all with stuff that you may not want to hear, or it may be boring, because I know everybody's not as passionate about the mental health field as I am, clearly, because otherwise everybody would be a therapist. But yeah, let me know what y'all would like to see on Wednesdays, or if you would like a secondary upload on Wednesdays or Thursdays. And yeah, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you are notified when I do upload. And I will see y'all in the next video.